Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Texas Prison Transparency Project. This is special edition number 4, finishing out our month dedicated to all questions and matters pertaining to parole, right? So all month long, we've had our certified paralegal on here going down through every aspect and angle on parole that we could think of and that y'all helped us to think of with all of y'all's questions, right? Which I appreciate y'all chiming in, and I hope y'all got the answers y'all needed and were looking for. If not, again, y'all have our contact information. So today we're going to round off parole, but I got a new guest with me, man. This is a really good friend of mine that I've met since I've been out of prison, and man, been a real solid dude and actually an inspiration to me every step of the way. Because it may not come as much of a surprise to y'all, but this man right here has been out of prison for 7 years now. Is that right?
Yeah.
7 going on 8, almost 8 years now, successfully, doing great, man. That is what we need to know how to do. That's what more people need to look at. So we're going to take a look at that today. But first, where else to start but in the beginning, right? So I want to introduce y'all to Matt Garman. I'm going to let him speak for himself, man. And Matt, anything you want him to know about you, man, before you jump into your backstory, and let us know what led you to that dark place to begin with, bro.
Hey, my name's Matthew. To be honest, as a young kid, we choose to do what we want to do, if that makes sense. We don't understand that the best thing in life is sometimes discipline and consistency. But as we grow, we learn that those good things will eventually come and we'll absorb it and we'll be able to run with it. But as a kid, we choose to do what we want to do at times. When I was younger, I wanted to do what I wanted to do. So long story short, at 16 years old, I went to TYC for a burglary of a habitation. I did approximately 10 months there, got out, went right back. Reviolated, went back to TYC for the second time. Came back out at 19 years old. I went to prison.
19 years old.
19. I got out whenever I was 28 years old. So for me, I missed a lot of my 20s. And I can say, I missed a lot. But I've been around people that have missed much more years. So it's hard for me to compare.
Right.
But if anybody knows, missing your 20s is a lot of time to miss.
That's life. That's prime time life.
It's the most beautiful time. That's whenever you grow, whenever you start. Exactly. But I like to tell people, man, it's never too late. Never. Right. I don't care if you're 50, 60, whatever the age is, it all starts here.
Attitude.
That's it.
Do you really want it?
That's it.
Do you really want it? That's yes or no.
Do you want it? And how can you achieve it? Those are the two numbers. And whenever you understand that, you visualize it and you can go get it.
So if I can break that down just a little bit, you pretty much saying what you feel led you to prison is what I think of as your willpower as a young man. You're like, in my mind, I used to test my will against my father or anybody else that tried to have authority or exert authority over me, knowing if your will wasn't obviously stronger than mine, then I was going to do whatever I wanted.
Exactly.
And that, I think that's how a developing youth, tests his will to just see where he's at on the social ladder or something, like probably unconsciously even, anyway. So you had a strong will, but you said discipline and consistency were needed. Yes. So they were like lacking.
I believe so very much. So as we grow up as a youth, sometimes discipline is needed. So what I mean is I grew up with a father, but I grew up with a father that wasn't mine, which is the biggest blessing. There's nothing taken away from that.
Right.
But one thing I can say is he wouldn't discipline. So I'm not trying to say discipline is key. I'm just trying to say that the main thing is structure and foundation.
Self-discipline.
Self-discipline,
right.
Exactly.
Which is the hardest, of course.
Especially if you don't know how. As kids, you're growing and you're learning how to develop as a person. Well, a lot of times adults don't even know how to manage their own feelings. Yeah. So how can a kid if you've never been taught?
Right. Where's the role model?
Exactly. So that's where I think I lacked. So my anger came into play, and I used to fight. I used to get upset because I didn't know how to control my anger. Well, again, it comes with learning how to control your feelings.
Yeah.
And that comes with, to me, to be personal, is the people around you, whether or not it's an adult, your mentors, or whatever your situation is. And that's the biggest prospect to me.
Wow. Learning to So emotional discipline.
Yes.
Learning to control your emotions and not allow your emotions to control you.
No.
Coincidentally, I just did a post on that a couple of days ago. And apparently a lot of people are responding to that as well.
That's it.
You know, I tell people it's not a bad thing that you have feelings or emotions. You know, you're supposed to have those. You know what I'm saying? A matter of fact, if you really think about it, your emotions actually enrich your everyday experience of life itself.
Oh, and
it colors it,
attract.
It colors it and flavors it. You know,
beautiful,
right? So they're a good thing. You know, a lot of men, especially men that go to prison young, they get the idea that feelings make you weak. You know, that's a vulnerability. Yes. That's just something for somebody to take advantage of. Exactly. Lock up, stone face.
Too hard, too tough.
And some people get stuck like that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, if you wear a mask for long enough, you run the risk of losing your identity behind that mask. Yes. You know, I learned that myself too, because I almost fell victim to that. I was saved like in the 11th hour, you know, when I realized what was going on. But anywho, man, that's crazy, man. But a lot of people can relate to that.
Very good.
And a lot of us also can relate to turning to anger to express ourselves. Because like we said, if feelings, so to speak, in general, make us feel uncomfortable or maybe even vulnerable, anger, by contrast, makes you feel strong, makes you feel invincible, you know, when you just get righteously pissed off. You know?
Very true. Like, nobody's going to mess with me. Nobody's going to run over me. But if you're strong mentally already, you don't have to worry about that. And that's where maturity and growth comes into play.
Absolutely. Good points, man. So you go to prison, man, and you ended up spending almost a decade in there, bro. How old were you when you got there?
19.
19 years old, walking in the door. Yeah, a lot of us know what that's like. How did you spend your time while you was in prison, brother?
Man, hey, I'll be honest. So a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy when I say prison was a blessing. They're like, oh, you're crazy. No, I'm dead serious. So for me, again, as a child, I like to do what I wanted to do. As I got into a place that was disciplined, I learned discipline. I learned consistency. I learned staying on top of the game. On top of the game, meaning on top of the world. So inside of there, I read any book that I could, and I put myself around the same people that had the same mind frame. So what I mean is that as I went to speak to somebody that asked me a simple question like, what are you reading? Mm-hmm. What kind of knowledge do you have for me? Can you educate me? You got anything that I can learn? Because if not, we're just in here just wasting our breath. So that was the biggest.
You were like that from the beginning, though, from going in, or did you develop into that?
No, that's why I say prison was a blessing. So you get put around a lot of people, and I'm not saying prison is cool in any type of way. I don't want it to be like that, but you do turn the negative into a positive, and you take the best of any situation that comes your way.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So as I put myself in there, of course, you're going to work out. You're going to want to look the best you can, be as strong as you can. You don't want anybody to mess with you. But
you need all that for stress relief as well, just for survival.
Yes. So no, I didn't have it like, oh, I'm just going to read everything I can. I put myself around those people.
Yes.
I used to do little stuff like, man, that's crazy. I used to have a dictionary that was Spanish and English.
Yeah.
And I used to teach myself, or I'd have a cellmate that might have known only Spanish. And that's how I would correlate.
You do speak pretty good Spanish.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. Education is the number one tool to success. I don't care what type of way you choose to go. If you educate yourself in that area, you're going to prosper.
The more you learn, the more you earn.
Exactly.
Yeah. But more importantly than that is the more you learn, the more you grow. You know, really, that's what I realized as well, because I went in young. I got there at 18, and man, the first years were chaotic. No light at the end of the tunnel. It was all downhill, man. But eventually I got turned on to education by a couple of good guys I met in there. And I started reading all these books as well. Yeah. And we would debate with each other. After we were done, we'd talk about it, and we would argue about certain points, what we agree with and disagree with. But all the while, we're sharpening ourselves on each other, and you're sharpening your critical thinking, your ability to analyze and break down and actually considering. Yeah, you're learning how to use your mind, brother.
The biggest thing people don't understand, we come out with big muscles and all that because we work out, but your biggest muscle,
absolutely,
your mind,
more powerful than a supercomputer.
The best thing.
Yeah. So we both found education, man, and so you got on education. Anything particular that you studied on, that you zeroed in on, or general studies, or what?
So I love psychology. I love learning about, I wouldn't just say people, but myself. And that's the biggest thing. When you learn yourself and you understand what causes you to trip or what causes you to go out of the norm, then you can fix it. But if you never know what exactly causes you to do it, then you're going to continue to go over and over and over.
Awareness has to come first.
Yes.
If you're not aware of something, you cannot do nothing about it.
Exactly.
Right? And that's another reason why honesty is so key. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the best kind of honesty, being honest to yourself.
Ooh,
that's where you get the most value, man. It ain't about so much what I do like about myself, all these things. What do I not like about myself?
And how can I fix it?
Right? That's
how can I better
but
myself?
You ask yourself that.
Yeah.
And genuinely think about it. What do I not like about myself? And then that's the next step. What can I do about that? If I don't like it, what can I do to correct that?
And a lot of people are scared to learn their self because they don't love their self.
Yeah.
You got to break that.
That's
you only
true.
live one life.
Yeah, you can come to love yourself even if you don't at present.
Yes.
Yes. And that's, got to have that. Mm-hmm. I'm thankful I never lost that. I always had the attitude, man, because I'm an only child. My parents and grandparents, everybody died while I was inside. I always had the attitude, man, even if nobody else in the entire world loves me, I love me.
You're blessed.
Real talk,
but
bro.
To the ones that have lost it, you ain't gave up hope. You can still find yourself. You just got to search within. It's easy. Just trust me. Like, it might sound easy because we're speaking to you from the outside and, hey, you're already out there. That's not it. We were in the same situation you were. The thing is it starts where you are now. It doesn't start where we are now because we were just in your place. If we weren't started where you were now, then we would never make it to where we are now, if that makes sense.
Which is what we're fixing to get to.
Yes.
But closing up this prison segment, man. Dang, bro, that's great, man. Education to let you grow and mature. But a lot of people, man, that I met along the way, they're also kind of scared to change. Like, people fear change. They say people fear the unknown and they don't know what change looks like. They don't know who they'll be if they start doing this or that or whatever. Like, I don't know, man. It's one of the relatively silly things I think I heard while I was in there. I can't change. I've been like this since I was, knee high to a grasshopper or something, whatever, man. Like, really? So your excuse for not changing is the fact that, like, you've been doing something wrong for so long and getting the same results. You can't change, though, but that's a good enough reason. I've been doing it for so long, I can't change it now, even though I know it's wrong and I'm getting terrible results from it. I'm just going to keep banging my head on this same wall right here. No, bro, come on, snap out of it. Yeah, so good deal, man. I think a lot of people need to realize, the ones that are in prison and the family members that can relate to them,
don't give up.
Man, not only don't give up, but, man, use that time to your advantage. I know you're surrounded by madness and chaos and drugs and violence and all this insanity and distraction, right?
Be different.
But your life is not on pause. The clock has not stopped.
Mm-hmm.
You got one life to live, man, and you need to prepare yourself. If you're in a technical timeout, then you need to use that time wisely and prepare yourself for when you come out, so that you can hit the ground running and you got new skills, you got new knowledge, you got new health and fitness, and you know your goals broken down short-term and long-term, and what I need to do to create the life that I want to have. It's really that simple. What life do you want to have? Because more than likely you can have it. You just got to break it down.
You can have anything
step by step. So, segue, man, we finally see the light at the end of the tunnel and make parole.
Yes.
Do you make your first parole?
No.
I was about to say, well, I'd almost be mad at you.
No.
That's probably wrong of me, right? But I'd almost be resentful.
So, like, I'll be honest, I was a knucklehead. Again, I was young. I had been in trouble. I had been G5, close custody. I've been medium custody. You name it, I've been through it in a way. I don't want to act like some people have been through worse, of course. But the situation is, because of my past, or because of what I chose to do while I was in prison and make those mistakes, I got to set off. Was I messed up about it? Yeah. But did I probably need it? For sure. Yeah.
Wasn't done growing yet.
No. Was I ready 100% to step out? I wish that I would like to think I was, but mentally, I don't think that mature-wise I was. So, to be honest, I feel like God was saying, hey, a couple more years, educate yourself a little more, learn how to control your emotions more and more, and you're only going to grow bigger and better. Just be patient.
So you made your second parole.
I made my second parole. I got a 2-year set off. I made my second parole. They sent me to a FI 5 or 6 program, one of the two. They're
Like
similar.
a 6-month program.
Yeah. 6-month program, which is really good. I'm not going to say they're bad in any type of way. Again, that's another stepping stone to be able to prepare yourself to step out.
Part of the transition.
Yes. And people need that because as time goes, I'll be honest, I was in YouTube, we both, where we went in and you had cell phones, but we were used to maybe like the Nokias where you could play the snake on it. And then slowly they come to a flip. Yeah. Well, I get out of prison, it's a flip phone and all this, and I have no clue. Yeah. They're talking about a screenshot. You know what I'm thinking it is? Another phone taking a picture of a phone. Yes, I swear. For real, that's good.
When I went to the TBCJ board meeting the first time, I told the board for TDCJ, I took my cell phone out of my pocket and held it up, and I told them, man, when I got out of prison, I did not know how to turn this on. And that's not exaggeration. I really did not know how to turn the phone on. Never had one.
But that's just a small thing to show you that you can learn anything whenever you get out. But you see, like, you didn't know. Of course, the fear of not knowing is what people fear of getting out and doing better because they don't know what's coming.
Makes them nervous.
It makes them nervous. It makes them feel uncomfortable.
Think about how many people get in fights after they've made parole, but before they leave.
Yes.
Because they're so stressed out.
Yes, that's true.
It happens quite often. And it's terrible. Okay, so finally made parole, man, after a 2-year set off, bro. You come home. What you look like, bro? Did you have good support? Were you on your own? How'd you start out?
So I'll be honest, I had a mom, and my mom helped me, I would say, tremendously. I'm not going to sit here and say, no, I had no support, not at all. So I was able to come into a rent house and a job as I stepped out, not meaning like you have an automatic job. People always know people. I came into a masonry job. I've never laid a brick or rock in my life. But the thing is I knew that I wanted to make it. So no matter what the situation was, I was going to do it in order to make it.
I'm willing.
There is no bad.
And I'm healthy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So the blessing of that, there's a lot of blessings there. I learned 1099. I learned a different tax bracket, but that was just a baby step of growing into who I am now, the next step. So yeah, I had a little bit of support to be able to help me in the beginning, but your support, even if you don't have support, you have support. There is no excuse for not support because there's people out here like us,
organizations and such, individuals.
Oh man, there's so much support out here. Yes. I had a whole list of people I could have called, whether it's going down, and I'm not for using the government for anything unless you need help. But of course, when you're fresh out of prison, you need food, you need food stamps, you need these things to be able to survive until you get on your feet.
Ain't no shame in
that.
I'm
all for going and getting the help that you need while you need it.
I used some of y'all on the inside will be familiar with it. Dallas area group organization, One Man's Treasure. You get out of prison, you write One Man's Treasure. You can get their info through the chaplaincy department, and they'll give you like maybe 3 or 4 sets of clothing, like complete sets, maybe even tennis shoes, everything, right? They got a questionnaire. They'll ask you, what type would you prefer and stuff like that, your sizes and everything. But man, they hook you up.
Yes.
I did it. I started rock bottom. I did it. I ain't ashamed of it.
There's nothing wrong with it.
It's not a pride thing either. It's just, hey, got to start somewhere. Yeah. So there are resources available, even if you don't have people actually on deck. Right?
And if you don't know, reach out. Reach out to somebody who's been through it.
Yes.
That's the main thing. It's not about what you know. It's about the people you know.
If you don't think you have any other resource, think about all the people you met while you were on the inside, the ones that you liked and vibed with that were good people, and how many of them might be out, because we all know that it's a statistical fact, like over 95% of all incarcerated people will be released to the free world society at some point in time. So there are resources, think networking. Who do you know? Simple, man. You just start somewhere. They got this thing called Google too. It's amazing. Even better. So, okay, you get out. You got a little bit of support. You got mama. That's great, man. That's amazing. That's a blessing. And you're on parole.
Yes. So I'm on parole.
Are you still on parole today?
No.
Hey.
No.
That's coming. But you're on parole at that point. Tell me how that goes for you.
I'm on parole, and of course, my first job was masonry, like I said. So within about a year and a half, I moved fast. So forgive me. I met my wife, and through that time, we ended up having a child. So as I got married and you have a child, you start thinking what you need to be able to grow and maintain your family. So I told my boss, hey, I need insurance, I need 401k. There's little stuff that I don't have that I would like to have and grow into. So I switched jobs. Well, the number one thing is educating yourself. I went to be an electrician. Well, as I started my job, how can I catch up to these people that have been doing it for years?
Yeah.
And I'm barely starting. How can I get up to their par? How can I be even close to them? How can you do it? Educate yourself.
Study. But dedicated, like.
Yeah. So what I do, I said, you know what? Is there a schooling for this? Is there a way that I can catch up to them just as fast as they've been going, or even surpass them? There is. So I put myself in what they call the IEC, which is the Independent Electrical Contractor, which is schooling for electricians. And long story short,
is it like a vocational school?
Kind of.
Or like accredited, just accreditation?
So I got it through my company, to be honest. I had a really good company, but the biggest blessing of them, and this is why I like them, because they'll help you get a job. You can go there, go to schooling, and they'll help you find your job. Okay. They'll help you continue. Yeah, it's like a stepping stone. Right. So they're like, I hear people all the time, I struggle getting a job. I struggle. Well, you struggle because you might be either looking in the wrong places or you're not trying hard enough, one of the two. And if you're still struggling, then again, you have people like us, resources that have been through it, and we understand where to go. Anywhere in construction, they accept felons like nothing.
Yes.
Come on, come make some money. Let's get it.
Never stops.
So I did 4 years there. I graduated from the IEC.
4 years of schooling?
4 years of schooling.
Online? In person?
No.
In person?
So I had a chance to do it online. You know why I didn't do it online?
Why?
You don't learn like that. You cheat yourself. I'm trying to be in person. I'm trying to learn just like you, hands-on. Put me in the book.
The entire experience.
Let's get it. Yeah, because if I'm online, again, you're going back to lack of discipline.
Yes.
You want to do whatever you want to do and however you want to do it.
That's get up and take a break whenever you want.
Yes.
Come back 30 minutes later.
Google the answer real quick. There's ways in and out. Yeah. So if you're truly going to dedicate yourself to learn, you're going to put yourself in that position.
I like that.
So that's what I did. I had a choice to do it online or in school. I did it in school. Long story short, it's a 4-year graduation. I graduated within 4 years. I got my journeyman license within 3 years.
Journeyman electrician.
Yes.
3 years.
3 years. So within, you had to hold your journeyman for at least 2 years. That's the biggest thing. So 2 years later, what did I do? I didn't stop. There's no reason to stop. The sky's the limit. What people fail to realize is even as a felon, we're one of the strongest people out here mentally. Because we're stubborn. And it's not bad to be stubborn. It's just bad to be stubborn in a negative way.
It needs to be directed.
Yes, that's all. Discipline and consistency.
Yeah, be stubborn with your values. Exactly. Be stubborn with your principles. Yeah. How about that?
Man, I was stubborn. And I knew 2 years was coming and it was coming fast. So what was I doing? I was getting ready for my master's. I remember being inside of a Connex while people were going and working out. And I tell them, I can't go today. Why can't you go? I'm studying.
Hey, the brother is not lying, man. It would be... What was it, like 5 o'clock in the morning? We used to go to the gym before work because backstory, I was blessed, man. It's one of my coworkers, man, getting out. I worked my first 7 months or more, side by side with this man and learned a lot from him because I started out like he did. I didn't hardly know nothing at all. I'm green, right? And I learned a lot, like in 6 or 7 months, man. But I used to go to the gym. We go from 5 to 6 in the morning, and then we go to work, right? We get about an hour workout.
Right.
He'd go to the gym with us most mornings. A lot of us did. But, man, and then some days he'd be missing for a week. I'd get to work after the gym, and they got a Connex office in the back, right? We've got all our supplies. The man would be in the Connex 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, hitting the books, studying, taking notes, pages of notes, highlighting stuff everywhere. I'm talking about getting it, man. And I've told him before, and I'll tell y'all too, that is one memory that impressed itself upon my brain. I've seen that, and I recognize that's how it's done. You want something, man, that's how it's done. That's how you pursue it if you're serious. If you're serious. That's it right there. I thank you for that, man. That, like I said, I was impressed by that, bro. That was dedication and discipline. Love that. So, you were studying at that time while you're waiting for your time to build up, as a journeyman.
Yes.
You're studying the master's books.
Yes.
And so did you take the master's test when the time came?
I did. And I'll be honest, I failed a couple times. Nothing is wrong with failing.
Y'all hear that? The man said a couple of times. Yeah.
Yes. And I'll be honest, it hurt. It felt like, man, what is the deal? Why can't I get this? But to be honest, I needed to study more. That's all it was. Hey, you might know a little bit, but to be the master, you have to actually be the master. You can't just know a little bit and be the master. And that's where I think the test was more speaking to me and saying, hey, keep studying, step your game up. You're going to get it. Just be patient.
Yep. And lo and behold, what happened?
It dies.
When was it? I remember telling.
It wasn't that long. I don't know the exact date. I had to pull my wallet out.
What's it been? 3 months?
Yeah, it hasn't been long.
Maybe at the most.
It hasn't been long, man.
About 3 months ago, y'all. 3 months ago, something like that, right? The man has been out of prison for 7 years, not quite 8. 7 years. Mm-hmm. No electrical background.
None.
Came out, went to work as a mason.
Yes.
Never done mason work.
Never.
Oh, what you need? I'll do it.
Yep.
Just show me. I can learn. If I don't know, I'm teachable, right? Make yourself teachable. Make that a point, right?
Good,
yes. And so, man, went to work wherever he could. Got into electrical and thought, how can I advance myself or accelerate my career upon this path right here?
Exactly.
I got to have the knowledge. I got to have the education or else it doesn't work no other way. So he buckled down and dedicated himself to it and pursued it, right? And man, that's a lovely thing. And I remember the day when he walked in there and he hung a little piece of paper on the wall with a thumbtack. And he's like, yeah, I may have failed the last 2 times. Yeah. Got his master's degree as a master electrician, bro, since he's been out of prison, man. Tell me it ain't possible. Tell me we can't do it, right? Yes. And man, there's been several on here, man, and there's so many more. It's just, I even understand why such a large amount of the public focus, and really more specifically, the public media's focus, is always focused on recidivism and crime and, things that are broken and not working, and just all the negativity, right. All the negative aspects. But at the same time, man, men and women are changing. They are growing. They are finding new lives and new chapters in life all the time, Matter of fact, by all statistics, it's the majority. Recidivism is under 50%. So the majority are actually getting out and staying out, Yeah. So, man, I think that's amazing, though, bro. To get out of prison and become a master, bro, a master electrician, man. That's a beautiful thing.
It's super great. But the biggest thing is it's not about me being the master. It's about telling you that you could be whatever you want to be. That's the situation. Whether you want to be a real estate person, you want to do you want to sell property, whatever you want to do in life. You want to be a plumber, you want whatever you want, the sky's the limit. And what people fail to realize is even though you're a felon, that doesn't make you different. 9 times out of 10, that makes you better. Yeah. And I don't mean, you got a felon, you're better than the next. No. You're mentally stronger than most people that have been in this world because you've been put in a different situation that caused you to be who you are today.
Not to mention, so many of us come out hungry. We had a lot of us, man. We come out and we know we're so far behind. We know we missed so much.
We want it back,
and we are hungry and driven to pursue our goals, right? Yes. To build, and that's why you see stories like this. First year out, first 5 years out, and it's time to build. Yeah. It's not time to rest and relax. You did that while you was in prison for however many years. It's build time, man. And people come out hungry. And if they have the proper education, the proper direction, if they have their goals lined up and they know what that actually looks like, this is what I want to do. But what does that look like? I'm big on visualization. I visualize in my mind how I'm going to do this and what it's actually going to look like playing it out.
Manifest.
It doesn't have to be 100% accurate, but it gives me a scaffolding.
That's it. Get the picture in your head and go get it. Don't look back. Yeah. If you can see it, you're going to be able to go get it. I guarantee it.
And y'all know what, man? Man, this is another reason I love this man so much, bro, is because that's a great accomplishment, right? Yeah, I got my master's as an electrician. Did he let that slow him down, or is he taking it easy or anything like that? No. The man's mind, it never stops, man. Yeah, it never stops. The man is always thinking about growth in numerous directions in life, right? And being a family man is even more important. You get to teach these life lessons that took you so long, and in some cases took you to such ugly places to have to learn, and you get to teach these hard-won lessons, man, to the next generation.
To build you who you are. Just because you've been in prison doesn't make you different. It actually makes you stronger because of the situation you've been in. So allow that and use that as a tool to be bigger and better. I ain't gonna say better. Better is not the best word because we're each and everybody's different, but to be stronger than most people.
Okay, so riddle me this. You say you went to prison at 19?
Yes.
Right? What would you say to 19-year-olds out here in the free world right now today who ain't living right? They're seduced by pop music, pop culture, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Living like whatever, like little gangsters, thugs, living crooked, sideways, just shady, whatever the case may be. What would you warn the youth of today? I would even say anything 13 to 25 type window, right? Mm-hmm. But what would you warn them about this lifestyle, man, and what happens or where it leads, or how would you put that to them if you spoke to them?
I don't know if I would warn them. I think I would try to show a different way. Mm-hmm. So with my way would show them, I've been out 7 years, and I'll be honest, I got 4 acres, it's paid off. I have a home paid off. A lot of people don't. It's nothing to brag about, but again, the sky's the limit. You are the only thing holding you back. Nobody else is holding you back. You can go get anything you want out here as long as you can visualize it. It's called manifesting. Yeah. So to the youth, I would show them, hey, look, what if you had this 4 acres paid off? What would you do? Could you put another home up here on the front? Could you rent that out? Could you put the front of an RV park and become a millionaire? Like there's so many situations, but the kids have never seen it. They only know one way. So the main thing for me is not, I would love to warn them, but I don't want to warn them. I want to show you different. I want to show you, that's the thing that I didn't know. Again, I grew up in Fort Worth on the east side, so I knew the ghetto. I knew the hard times. And as you go to prison, you come out, you see different. I never knew the country. I don't want to go to the country. Right, me neither. Who wants to go to the country, man? I'm trying to be in the city. I want to be seen. Yeah. I want everybody to know Matthew. Well, as I went to the country, it's the best thing smoking.
Me too.
Peace. I love it. But if we could show the youth that, hey, there's different out there. There's good out there. And you can have it way more than me because you got a lot more time to prosper. It just starts with a little change in the beginning. It starts with people, places, and things. Your environment is the most important thing.
Yes, that's so true. I always key in on the people.
Yes.
Whoever you or your kids, who they identify as their friends.
Yes.
That is so key, so pivotal. That is like one of, outside of their parents, that's probably the second most dramatic influence upon their life, right? Mm-hmm. And whatever type of people they choose to identify with as friends, that's going to have a massive influence on the direction that they take in life, in it, as far as lifestyle, right? Because that's exactly what I did, man. I just needed better friends. Yeah. And it's hard, especially for a developing young man or woman, to blame their friends, because we like whoever we end up liking. Okay, that's my friends. My parents trying to tell you, man, you need to stop hanging around with such and such. Man, stop hating on my friend, man. That ain't their fault. If I did something wrong, I did it. I remember making that argument, that exact argument. Don't blame them. I did that. And man, and loyalty comes into play, because when we give our friendship or something and we feel a certain way about friends, we give our loyalty, and loyalty is a virtue. And even when it's improperly given, it still applies, man. You still feel it and you don't want to break it, and you're reluctant as all hell to break your loyalty, break your word. Who does that? Well, probably too many people, but not me. Yeah, that ain't how I was raised. But yeah, man. So all that. Okay, how about this one here?
Shoot.
What advice for people coming out of prison after however many untold years, trying to start their life over out here with so many odds stacked against us, wearing the tag of a convicted felon, I got shot down by like, I think it was 7 different apartment complexes I applied for housing at. Yeah. All these obstacles on top of, whatever problem, everything that already exists, coming out of prison as a convicted felon today, in today's society, call it reentry, transition, whatnot. What do you think the best advice you can give somebody is, bro?
Best advice would be patient. So, of course, whenever we get out, we want to run and gun. We want to go 100 miles per hour. Again, why? Because we're hungry. We've been without for so long. And of course, it's our fault, but we're coming back to get it. We ain't letting go. Trust me. But be patient. Take those steps. Take whatever it needs to be able to be successful. If it takes you going to a halfway house, if it takes you going through a program, don't deny it. Why? Because that's going to allow you to grow. Sometimes a halfway house allows you to get a job, allows you to start saving money. Well, of course, if you're getting denied by apartment complexes, then you're going to have a down payment for a rental property and so on and so forth. Take those steps and be patient. And number one, the sky's the limit after that. Don't stop. Just know you can get whatever you want as long as you can manifest it.
I always like to say the only thing that truly limits you in life is your imagination, man.
Exactly.
Dream big. Yeah. Think bigger, right? Well, they say if your goals, if your long-term goals don't scare you a little bit, if they don't make you a little bit nervous, they're not big enough.
I got another thing. So for people coming straight out, my biggest thing is where do you see yourself in 5 years? That's it. I'm gonna ask you
realistically.
And you might not know. You might not. But I have to ask the question so that whenever the time comes, you start studying that. 5 years, 5 years. You know what I do? I do 5-year plans. 5-year plans. A lot of people don't see that far out. The reason why is because tomorrow, the next year, you're going to go to the next year, pay bills, whatever. But 5 years from now, what do you want to do? What little bit of change do you want? It could be a new property. It could be a new job. It could be a new car. Whatever your goals and accomplishments.
Life experiences.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah. But
put it within a 5 to 10 year plan. I like 5-year plans because they're obtainable.
That's pretty life. I like that. And do you break that down like short-term goals, long-term goals?
I do. You need both. You need short-term for before to get there, and you need long-term to get there.
And of course, they complement. It's like, I love the metaphor, the saying, they like to ask, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Right.
Just got to break that boy down. That's all.
That's how I paid my property off. I'll be honest. I'm just like y'all. I'm a felon. I've been in trouble. I've been locked up multiple times. But is that going to stop me? No. All it is numbers. We've been adding and subtracting since we were kids. Write it down, make a plan, see how you can get it.
Great advice, man. Good wisdom, good knowledge earned, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, brother. You came out of prison, man. You had your mom at least.
Yes.
You're a family man now. Congratulations, by the way. Beautiful family, bro. And would you have anything that you could say? Because there's a lot of families that have loved ones incarcerated that watch us here, man. Do you have any advice you could give them, either for while they're dealing with the silent suffering, while their loved ones still incarcerated, or when they actually make that transition, they make parole and they come home? Do you have anything you would be able to say to a family that's on the receiving end of that?
I do. So number one is don't give up on them. Never give up on them. So most of the time, us as people that are incarcerated, we struggle with having people that support us all the time. We struggle with loyalty. So a lot of people fall off. And I'm going to be honest, that affects us in the end. I still hold a little bit of grudges on people that never wrote me. Yeah, because I was a child. I didn't know any better. Yeah, I knew right from wrong. But of course, you have to reach a maturity point. There is no, he's going to be perfect or not. No, your brain either reaches that maturity point at some time or it doesn't, unfortunately. And for me, it took those 8 years of incarceration to mature to that level. But you see how long it took? And if somebody would have gave up on me, where would I be now?
Right.
Don't give up.
All that potential was in there the whole time. It just needed the proper nurturing.
I just need a little time out, and I needed time to mature and become whoever God wanted me to be.
Not to mention, it's like scientific fact that's often quoted nowadays. The male brain, specifically the frontal lobes of the male brain, which deal with abstract thinking and decision making and stuff like that, consequences, it doesn't fully develop in a male until you're between the age of 23 to 25 years old. And how many people are younger than that when they're going to prison?
Yes.
Not even fully developed yet. That doesn't excuse no wrongdoing, but it does deserve to be taken into consideration, especially in regard to sentencing. Because this ain't going to be the same person in 5 or 10 years.
No.
This will be, in all essentials, a different person.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's good stuff, brother mine.
Not only that, but also don't give up. But whenever they get out, I mean, you're their go-to. You're the one that can lead them to success. Not only success, but you're the one that can somewhat guide them in some type of way. And if not, then, of course, if you're listening here, then you can reach out to the people that have been through it to help. And we're more than willing to help. That's what we want to do. We're not speaking on here because we want to talk about us. Like, our accomplishments are little to none. What we want is to be able to help people to have the same accomplishments, if not more. We want y'all better than what we have done.
Definitely.
What we've done is just a small fraction of what you can do or anybody else can do. And that's what we want you to see. It's not we're sitting here telling you, oh, Matthew did this, Shannon did this. Not at all. What we're telling you is that you can do it.
Yes. Just showing the example, man. It is possible.
It's very possible.
I know a lot of people have a defeatist attitude about, he's been to prison 3-4 times or whatever the case. We hear about so many people that go back. They've been 3 or 4 times, right? That just don't seem to be able to get it right. Well, my first thought is that actually reflects upon the lack of true rehabilitation programs in place to begin with. Yes. But be that as it may, I speak about that on a different platform. Man, they need that guidance, bro. And support. They need to grow. And it takes trust. There's going to be a transition. There's going to be lack of sleep, nervousness, possible PTSD symptoms, PICS, P-I-C-S. Have you ever heard of that?
I haven't.
Post-incarceration syndrome. It's a real thing. It's a real thing, bro. I'm going to do some episodes on that too coming up. And, but yeah, this stuff to be aware of, and if you're a family member on the receiving end of somebody coming home and they might have PTSD, they might have post-incarceration syndrome attributes, when they first get home, they're probably not going to sleep very much. I averaged 2 hours a night when I first got out for like a week or two at least. Then it slowly started increasing. There's a lot of things that are actually kind of a normal part of this transition process, but people don't know that that's normal. So they'll be kind of tripping, wondering like, man, am I broken? Am I institutionalized? Am I screwed up in my head? I mean, I don't know what's going on. Like, I never experienced anxiety attacks in my entire life. When I first got out of prison, like in the first 2 weeks, they came upon me several times. And I didn't even know what it was because I had never felt that before. I was like, what is that?
Used to be.
Yeah. I was like, what is that? Yeah.
That's cool.
And
it was
honesty,
man.
Yeah, it was just from like sheer like uncertainty. I remember thinking like there's so many things that I need to do to give myself the best odds, the best chances to be successful out here. Because I don't never want to see prison again.
No.
Not as an inmate.
We don't want anybody to see prison.
Yeah,
we want to be able to be your support, to be able to be better.
So, I focus on that and it just became overwhelming in my mind, like so much stuff. But where do I start? How do I prioritize it? In what order do I do it in? And I just overthunk it so bad. Thunk it. Yeah. Thunk it.
I wasn't going to put it out.
I'll put myself out there. I don't mind. But yeah, so it works out, man.
And for the ones that don't have support, you have support. So I don't want you to feel like, oh, he had mom. You got to find it. That's all that it is, man. Iron sharpens iron like man sharpens man. You put yourself around good people, you're going to get good outcomes. I guarantee you.
Yes, sir.
That's the biggest thing. People, places, and things. You got to put yourself around the people that are successful. If you're around people that you can see yourself being, then I don't believe you're around the right people. If you're around the people that, hey, man, I could be like that, or I want to be like that, that's the right people.
Well, they say if you surround yourself with 4 millionaires, you're liable to be the 5th millionaire.
That's it.
But if you surround yourself with 4 dumb people, yeah, you're probably gonna be the 4th. It's really pretty much that simple, man. Who you associate with, the 4 or 5 people that you associate the most with in life, you're gonna be to one degree or another a reflection of them.
Just put yourself around people that want better. That's it.
Another good thing for the person coming out, the ex-offender, coming out of prison is, bro, look for and do not be afraid to ask somebody to mentor you, bro. It sounds weird. Like we come, I don't know, like I never heard about that growing up. I'm lower middle class or something. I don't know, but mentors?
Yeah,
I don't even really know what that is, until later in life.
I agree.
But yeah, somebody to mentor you, somebody that has the knowledge, the experience, the lived experience already. These people, you can cut out so many. I don't want to really use the word failures. It's only really a failure if you give up and quit.
Yeah.
But so many times the trial and error, you could cut a lot of that out if you go to somebody who's already been through all that.
Yep.
They've already done that. You don't have to pay the same price to achieve that knowledge. All right. Just ask for guidance, counseling, coaching, mentoring, teaching.
Yeah. Don't be scared of it either. The mentorship is big. And the reason why I speak on that, I'll give you an example. Like I just ran into. So again, I have my property paid off and my mind goes to more. Like he says, I'm always searching for more, man. Knowledge is power. Just educate yourself and push. So I wanted to put a home on my front property. Well, I got denied. I didn't know why. I didn't understand why. I had switched jobs. When I switched jobs, I went from a W-2 to a 1099. This is big. So when I went 1099, they want to watch you. They want to see how you write your taxes off. So they told me, you got to wait 2 years, buddy. Oh, man, that hurt my heart. I'll be honest. Yes, that hurt me. But
you're going to use that time wisely.
Yeah, I'm going to be able to prepare for it. I'll be ready whenever the 2 years comes up.
Absolutely. That's what I expect by now. I already know you, brother.
That's why I say mentor. I would have known before that somebody like Shannon or somebody that would have known a little more like, hey, if you switch or you do this, this is going to cause this. That's what I mean by mentor. Just somebody that knows a little more than you do.
Yeah, don't ask for, accept knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ask all you can, man. Yeah. Learn all you can. Don't be scared.
What's the quote? The first step upon the path of wisdom is asking questions.
Yes.
Yeah, for real.
That's the best.
So let me circle back around one last time before we close this out, man. Parole was the theme of the month of August. So in closing, bro, you did how many years on parole?
Year and a half.
A year and a half. That wasn't too bad.
No, I had 10 years sentence. I did 8.5 in prison.
Okay. What was your parole experience? How did you get through it successfully? And, through that, if there's anything you would like to tell anybody about parole. It's both families, people out here on parole.
Okay. So to the families, again, it comes with support. I'll be honest. And parole is, I don't like to say a game, but parole is a way to be able to, I guess, keep you on track, but at the same time, kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain. So I'll put it like this. As you have a job, you have to leave your job to go to parole. Well, it becomes hard. You have to tell your employer, hey, every week at this time, I have to leave. But the biggest thing is that's just a stepping stone, man. They want you to do the things that they want. Just do it. Just get it done.
Your freedom's worth it.
Your freedom's way worth it.
Would you rather be sitting in the cell with a big stanky?
I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not going to say there's an easy way to do it. That's why I kind of stumbled on that area. You just got to put your head down and get it over with. And once you get it over with, man, you can fly. Yeah. But until then, just go get it.
Take care of your business, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, your freedom's worth it.
It is very much. You're free now. That's my biggest thing. You can't complain, oh, it's hard. And they see me, you want to be in prison or do you want to be free where it's hard? I'd rather be in free where it's hard and then I get to where I do what I
definitely. I'm not trying to discharge the thing.
No,
they can have the rest of it or hold on to it, and I'll walk it down out here. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right, that's great, man. One thing I don't know if it was a rule that changed or what, but parole policy, you will never have to leave your place of employment to go check in at parole office.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, that's stiff now.
Hey, like that's anything really good.
They take employment very, very, very seriously at parole. The number one thing I could advise anybody coming out, if you don't have the means to have a job already set up, get a job ASAP. I don't care what it is. No. As soon as you can show your PO that you are gainfully employed, they will ease up off of you dramatically. That's been my experience. That's what I noticed. Because think about it. Think about it from their perspective. They need to know, how is this man or woman, how is he paying his bills? How are they buying their groceries? How are they clothing themselves? Where is their money coming from? If you have no obvious source of income, they're going to suspect some dirty business, right? It's logical, bro. It's not rocket science. So yeah, take care of your business and just walk it down, man. It's not that dang hard.
No, they made it easier now. I like to hear that. Yeah, I do. I like to hear that a lot because it was hard, man, to have to tell your employer I got to leave every week
early your job
at this time. Yeah, heck yeah. It makes it hard, but I like to hear that. That's good news.
Yeah. So far, so good, bro. So any closing words? Anything you want to say before we close this out, Matt?
I do. So the last thing I want to finish with is no matter how much time you've done or no matter what background you have, you don't let that stop you. You continue to be hungry, continue to want more, and visualize it. Write it down. Number one, write it down and set your goals. Check it off as it goes. But don't give up on yourself. Your mind is your strongest muscle in your body. And I guarantee if you continue to feed it, you're only going to strive to success. Don't ever stop. And last thing I'm going to finish with, stay active.
Yeah, for real. Man, I really like that you said, write it down. Y'all hear that? That's something that I teach all the people I've mentored over the years that, man, your thoughts are fleeting, ephemeral. There's no substance to them.
Right.
You know, you might have these great ideas and all this, but you may or may not think about that again. A couple of days, a week, a month, a year, ever. You know, you don't know. So, man, write stuff down. Goals, plans, just novel ideas, whatever the case may be, stuff that you think is important. Man, this is both for everybody I'm speaking to, and you can hopefully relay this to your loved ones as well. When you write something down, it becomes a little more real, a little more concrete, right? And you put that or leave that somewhere that you're going to see it again, right? And when you come back across it, you already know you're reminded every so often, I really need to get to that. I need to take care of that, you know, and yeah, it works a lot better. You'll be a lot more productive. Make lists, write it down, cross it out. I like making daily lists. I like to plan out my day on a daily basis, you know, but some people are list people, some people ain't. But regardless of how much you do it, to what extent, write stuff down, man.
Write your goals down. Get your 5-year plan. Don't be scared of
it. It increases your odds of actually doing it. Yeah, put it that way.
Substantially.
Yes. All right, man. So, man, I hope everybody learned pretty much about what we can know about parole. You know, ultimately, we all got to roll those dice. You always have at least a 50-50, no matter what. You know, at least that, because at the end of the day, there's no telling. You know, you just never know what these people are going to do. But we have broke down the system as it exists, you know, means, methods, violation protocols, you know, special reviews, interstate compacts, and we've gone all the way down through there, man. If you're this is the first episode you're seeing, if you didn't see the last 3, if you're interested or got parole questions, please go review them. If you still have any specific or specialized questions, you know, contact us. You know, our website's out there, our phone numbers and emails are out there. Feel free to contact us. We will return your email or your text. Okay. You will hear back from us. Yeah. All right. So with that being said, man, hope everybody's well out there and getting their week started productively. Y'all stay free. Big love for everybody, man. Y'all have a great work week. Love y'all, man.